to you. My name is Rose from Yoga for All with Rose. I hope our sound and everything is working well. It is the Tuesday live stream that I am bringing to you. Welcome if you are joining me in the live stream. And if this is enjoyed as a replay, equally welcome. So today I am bringing you a 60-minute intermediate vinyasa flow. And my inspiration for this class was the idea of eternal flow. It sounds a little bit out there, a little maybe too foo-foo, but I do like the idea that during this hour of practice, you have the idea of mindfully trying to keep on moving all the time rather than arriving in a pose and holding that pose for a certain amount of breaths. We're going to try to work with our body and our energy through small movements, and kind of like this mindful, how should I say? The best way to describe this is very mindful precision movement. So that's my goal today. I will be using a block. I have my different variations right there. If you do not have a block, you can always use a book as a prop, no problem. Just make sure that it is something on the lighter weight side, so maybe a paperback book. And we really will be using it between our legs. So we will be strengthening the center line. So something that helps me a lot in my own practice is to think about the fact that our adductors, our inner thighs, connect to our core support. They're part of our core support. So by activating them, having something in between our legs as we move, or as we find that pull in, gentle pull in, helps us activate the whole core and builds up strength as well as stability for us. So that's my motivation behind that. And today I invite you to listen to the messages your body tells you. And if something that I propose is too much, always pull back a little bit. If the movement that I'm proposing is too much, feel free to pause and stay in a pose for a while. So all those messages that your body gives you, please listen to them. If you experience pain, pull back immediately and reassess whether or not it's good for you to join. And by joining, you do so at your own risk. But I do thank you for being here. Hopefully, I can give you modifications as well. It is an intermediate level practice, so it does require a little bit of knowledge and strength, but let's get going. Okay, so exciting. And today let me try to see if the camera is going to be okay. I might want to move it just up a little bit. Let me kind of shuffle back and forth here a little. So we will be operating from the back of the mat. I think as a default, we always come to the front of your mat. Well, I just like to mix things up. So let's operate from the back of the mat today. And have your block or your book or anything that resembles this available. I like using my foam blocks for this, not my cork blocks, because these are just a little bit lighter. And depending what is the shape of your legs, I have these quite abundant thunder thighs. You might need less. The idea is to find something that you are able to squeeze into to create that center line support. Okay? So that's enough of talking. We are on the mat, and I'm kind of worried that you might not see my arms here, so I'll probably step off the mat in just a little bit so that you can see me. So come to the back of your mat, Place the block between your inner thighs. And I would like to note, I'm stepping back a little bit already so you can see my whole body. Please stay at the back of the mat. You might need to adjust that block, whether it's closer to your knees. Don't hesitate to pause and adjust. Sometimes as we start moving and we still have this block there, it just requires a little bit of attention to detail and readjusting that. So that's absolutely great. If you have an urge to adjust your block, please do so. So come to your mountain pose. Your feet are parallel, toes pointing forward, feet under your hips, your rib cage over your hips, shoulders wide and wonderful. Maybe turning those palms facing forward, gently tucking the chin so that the back of the head can be long. And try to imagine the back line of your body. With your awareness, try to put your mind's eye to your tailbone and start running up your spine on the back side, allowing there to be awareness to the back line and how that is this beautiful, long, straight line up, somewhat straight line up. And what I mean by that, it has its natural curves, but it comes from the ground to the sky. And we want to encourage the length in the spine in all our practice. And you might close your eyes for just a moment. You might lift up your toes, adjust the way you stand, shift your weight side to side to find that center where you feel connected to the earth, yet you feel the connection to the space above you. And I invite you to observe your breath without controlling it, feeling that eternal movement that we have in our bodies through our breath. That in itself is always present. And basically this whole class is built around coming out of that movement of expansion and softening. And then gently opening your eyes. And now I invite you to just squeeze that block between your thighs, just a little bit, and then releasing, easing it off. And then squeezing that block a little bit and releasing that squeeze. And one more time, just squeeze gently. Maybe you don't squeeze all the way in, but you more rather come halfway into it so that your inner thighs stay connected to the block. We're going to inhale our arms up, squeezing that block. At the top, let's interlace our fingers. And with the exhale, reach the palms, the heel of the palm up as the heels on the floor ground down. Inhale, gently finding length to one side. Exhale brings you back. Inhale, find length. It's almost like I'm trying to reach to the diagonal corner. Exhale brings me back. Inhale. Exhale brings me back. Inhale. Exhale brings me back. Now as I inhale, bring your hands together. And we're going to bend our elbows so that the pinkies go to the back of your neck. Or I'm sorry, your thumbs go to the back of the neck. And here, just hanging out here for a moment. And then with an exhale, really connect to your ribs and close your ribs as you reach your fingers to the sky. My hands are together. And now with an inhale, maybe lift up the chest a little bit as you reach up. And then exhale, bring the arms down. So that would be our first little flow with the breath. Let's do that again. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, coming to the full length and then some. Now inhale, go to the other side than you started first. Exhale, come to center. Think more of a diagonal pull than lateral bend. Exhale to the center, both sides 2 times, creating space in the waist, in the side body. And then inhale, hands together. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, fill those lungs big. And now with an exhale, extend those fingers. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, floating the arms down. Here we go again. Inhaling, maybe you lift your heels up a little bit at the same time. Exhaling, two-way pull. Inhale to the corner. Exhale, center. Maybe you lean your hips away from that diagonal corner. Inhaling, first side. Exhale, second side. Exhale. Inhale, maybe you come to your toes, bending the elbows. Exhale, bring those heels down. Inhale, pause. And with an exhale, find the length in the arms. And inhale, lifting up the heart, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, float the arms down. We're going to do that one more time. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, reaching long. Second side, inhale, reach. Maybe hips go to the other direction. Exhale to center. Inhaling, long spine. Exhale to center. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, maybe the heels float up. Exhale, heels float down. Inhale, expanding that chest. And now with an exhale, reach up with the arms. Inhale, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, arms down. Lovely. Okay. Now we're going to do another version. And here I'm going to turn actually the other way so you can see me. So at the back of the mat, still have the block available there. Bringing your hands to the sides with an inhale. Exhale, bring them to the space behind you. And if it's available to you, interlace your fingers behind your lower back. Or option to have them on your back pockets. Inhale, lift up your chest. Now exhale, melting, bending at the heels, coming to a forward fold. As you release your hands, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come down with bent knees. Inhale, reaching up, connecting to the legs, long, tall spines, arms come up. Exhale, pull down the center line. Let's flow that. Inhale to the side. Exhale, grasp behind you. Inhale, lifting up the heart. Hands can still be on the back. And exhale, melting down, releasing the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Squeeze that block. Inhale. Exhale, hands behind you. Now squeeze the block as you lift up your heart. Exhale, feel the block as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up. Arms follow. Exhale, connect to the center line, including the block. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale, long body. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe adjust your feet. Maybe you adjust your block. Whatever feels good to you in this practice. Now I'm turning to you so you can see me, and I need to make a little bit of an adjustment with my block. Let's place both our hands on our belly. Shift your weight to your right foot and gently bend your left foot off the floor. So basically what I'm doing, I am bringing my heel towards my seat. And there you are, just balancing here. Gently push into your belly, very gently. That's where your support now is. Squeezing that block, feeling the engagement of the core, looking to the right, to the left, looking to the right, to the left. One more time, both sides. Notice how wobbly this is. It's lovely. And then come back to center. I had no support there. Switch the arms if they were one way. Shift to the left, bending at the knee. Connect to the core support. Feel it. Inhaling maybe. Exhaling to the right. Now I'll let you figure out what breathing works the best for this, as long as you're not holding it. 3 times, place it down. Switch arms. One more time. Shifting to the right, bending at the knee. Looking to the right, to the left. Feel that earth, sky connection. Our movement here is just the head to challenge our balance. Bring it down. Left side. Right leg floats up. To the left. Connect to the block. Let that block help you be sturdier. 3 times, sideways looking. Creating a little space. Come down. Now release the arms. Shift your weight. And we're going to do like flamingo arms. So as I bend my left leg, I reach up. Exhale down. So now the toe just comes down. Inhale up. Exhale down. So my back foot is operating in my back space, and I need to hold on to that core support that we felt under our hands without having that there. Floating up one more time like a bird and come back to center. Let's do the other side. Shift your weight to the left. Inhale, right heel floats towards your seat. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, arms floating, find length everywhere. Exhaling down. Feel the connection to the block. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Lovely. Okay. At the back of your mat, gently place your hands on your back pockets and just find a little bit of a back bend, opening the heart, lifting the heart, maybe pushing the pelvis forward a little bit, opening the front line, and then find your forward fold. Coming to your first forward fold, or maybe it's not today. Appreciate the block between your legs. If you need to adjust it, please do so. Now we're going to keep it dynamic, so keep walking forward to find your down dog shape. Inhaling here, and with an exhale, float your knees down to all fours. This is what we operate now. Squeeze the block. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, come to all fours. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, all fours. Connect to those splayed fingers. Inhale. And exhale, long fingers. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more time. Stay strong in your core. Let that block be there to help you. Exhale. Lovely. Okay, now let's take the block to the side. Have it somewhere available for you if you need it otherwise. And we hopefully will use it in the very end. Now notice that my hands are not directly under my shoulders, so they are about a step forward under my shoulders. What I wish to explore now is a gentle push towards your child's pose. And then rolling forward, shifting your weight forward to create a long line with your spine, maybe finding a little bit of a cobra. Exhaling and inhaling forward. Exhaling, so my pelvis, the front of my pelvis does not touch the floor. Exhaling, long fingers connecting to the mat. And exhaling, warming up a little bit more. Here we are. And then come to your all fours, bring the hands directly under your shoulders, and we're going to do some work here. If you have sensitive knees, feel free to have something under your knees, as we'll be doing a little bit of balancing. Here we are. Find a little calf stretch. Float the leg up parallel to the floor. Float the opposite arm parallel to the floor. Place everything down. Other side, left leg back. Find parallel to the floor. Float the right arm up parallel to the floor. Bring it all down. Now let's flow that. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, place down. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, place down. Now inhale, reach out. Let's create our cat spine. So bring your elbow and knee towards your center as you round your spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round the spine. Stay connected to the leg and the hand that is supporting you. Exhale, round the spine. One more time. Reaching out, strong core. Reach it out, float it down. Other side, floating it up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Reaching forward. Exhale, round. 4 times in total. This is the third. Round the spine. One more. Your variation of this. Rounding the spine. Reaching out. Place it down. Great. Let's do a little bit of a wag on the tail, which is a lovely lateral move for our spine. Okay. If your wrists are getting tired, maybe we do a little bit of wrist rolls. We're going to carry on with the all fours. And this idea of leg behind you, we're going to push into three-legged dog and come back. So that's going to be our next flow. All fours. Tuck your left toe under as your right leg extends behind you. Inhale, core support, and with an exhale, push into your hands and find your three-legged dog. Inhale down. Exhale down. Inhale, reach the opposite leg. Exhale, find your, whoa, my table was just a little too close. Inhale up, exhale, float it all down. Okay, did not realize that. Inhaling first side, toes tuck under. Exhale, push into the floor. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale, exhale, eternal flow. Inhale, exhale. Both sides one more time. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Okay, wag that tail, maybe on your knees, finding a little bit of movement there. And let's just find our one-legged child's pose. So extend your right leg to the side, directly to the side from your knee, and turn that knee a little bit open, like it was the wide-legged balasana, your child's pose. And then gently come where it invites you, maybe all the way down. Maybe you stay just leaning towards your seat, not all the way down, finding the expression of this one-legged child's pose that works for you in this moment. And then inhale, floating up, switch legs, left to the side, directly out from the knee, and open that right knee just a little bit, and then sink into your one-legged child's pose, finding the expression that serves you. We worked a lot on those adductors, so we're giving them a little bit of a break right now. And from here, inhale, come up, gather your legs under you, tuck those toes under. And what we're gonna do, I'm actually thinking here a little bit. You can have those toes tucked under, that's a-okay. I'm getting a little closer towards the middle of my mat here. Extend that right leg back, directly to that back space parallel to the floor. Now bring your knee towards your nose, just like you were doing that cat and cow variation. Step your leg forward, maybe between your hands, and come up to a low lunge. Hands on the hips, arms reaching up, cactus arms, yogi's choice. Now with an inhale, lean forward with the front of your hip. Exhale, bring it down. Notice my back toes are tucked. Option to place the top of the foot down. Inhaling, leaning forward. Exhale, coming up a little bit. Inhaling, leaning forward. Exhale, coming down. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling again. So instead of staying in that motion, we're sort of coaxing the idea of doing this. Then straighten the front leg. We come to our half split. Maybe hands are on your hips. Maybe your hands are on the floor. Inhale, bend that knee generously. Exhale, try to come deeper into the hip crease. Inhale, exhale, long spine. Inhale, exhale. Again, toes can be tucked under or the top of the foot down. But finding that little bit of a coaxing movement here. And then next time you inhale, just gently come, frame that foot, and step back to the leg behind you. Inhale, reach the opposite arm forward. Exhale, maybe you bend that foot. Maybe you get a hold of that foot. And we're going to do a little bit of a chest opening, quad stretch. But keep the mind's eye in the back of the neck. So I would rather have you do this with the idea of a tall spine where the back bend is created with something else than the top of your neck, your cervical spine. It's also a lovely shoulder opener. And gently letting go, floating parallel to the floor, bring it down. Left leg floats to the space behind you. Bring your knee towards your nose, rounding the back, step forward, low lunge. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come up. Adjust the front leg if needed. Come up. Moving here at your own pace with your breath. Negotiating with your body. Hey, let's do this. And your body's like, what? And you go like, yeah, this is fun, right? Maybe I'm the only one who does this dialogue with my body. One more time. Then come up, straighten that front knee. Toes come up, half split. Inhale, lean forward with a bent knee. Come to the expression of the half split. Inhale, and all this time, try to get deeper into that hip crease. Inhaling forward, exhaling down. Inhaling forward, exhaling down. Here we You are doing great. Bending to that foot, frame the foot, find it behind you, parallel to the floor, opposite arm reaches, bending, reaching if that's available, and stay connected to the back of the neck. Let the rest of the spine, the shoulder girdle, as well as everything else, do the back bend. So I'm keeping my gaze directly down, just like I did in the cat and cow variation we did. Releasing gently, finding the length. Bring everything down. Bring your big toes to touch. Open your knees and find your way brief to a brief child's pose. Wide-legged child's pose. Find the expression that serves you. Maybe your hands are extended. Maybe you bring your head a little bit higher so that you can sink into your hips a little bit deeper. This has been my latest research. If I prop my forehead up just a little bit, I get deeper into my hips. I sink deeper into my hips would be the correct expression. Now inhale, gently come up and find your all fours. Step your hands forward, just that one step. Tuck those toes under and come to your downward facing dog. Do any housekeeping that feels good in your down dog. We've been here already without stopping. So hopefully this down dog is already a little bit more, how should I say, a little bit more manageable. Floating the right foot up all the way to the ceiling. If it calls you, open the hip. Maybe you bend that knee briefly, then extend it, turn it back parallel, bring that knee towards your nose like we did earlier. Now it's in a plank and step forward to a high lunge. Inhale, reach arms overhead. Exhale, cactus arms as you bend the back knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt elbows and the back knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt the back knee and elbows. Inhale up. One more time. Now come, bring your hands behind your back. Maybe you grasp your elbows. If you have a lot of mobility, you might even grasp them behind you, interlace them and grasp them behind you. I prefer the stability of my elbows or forearms, and then find your hover. So my front knee is directly over my ankle, and my rest of the body is creating one long line. Connect to that center line. Connect to your core. Pull the navel in and up gently, and we're going to shift our weight forward and just come to your warrior three. Both hips are facing down. I am creating a letter T with my body. I'm connecting to my center line, and then gently bending that front knee. Come back to hover. One deep breath in, and with an exhale, frame that foot, step to your three-legged dog, and float that leg down. Second side. Inhaling up. Maybe you open the hip. Maybe you even bend the knee, whatever calls you. And then bring that hip back to parallel. Bring the knee to the nose. Step through. Find your crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbow and the right knee. Inhaling, reaching. Exhaling, melting. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhaling, reaching, exhale. And now grasp your hands the other way behind your back. And find your hover. Sorry. So front knee over the ankle. The rest is aligning into a straight line. Connect to the center line. And after your next big exhale, inhale, exhale, shift your weight forward and find your warrior three. Center line, hips are what I call closed. Both hips are facing down. Feel the pull from your head to the front space and from your back foot to the back space. And come back to your hover, finding that long line. Inhale deeply, exhale, frame the foot, come to your three-legged dog, and float that leg down. Lovely. Now just gently walk your hands to meet your feet at the top of the mat. Oh, I'm sorry, at the back of the mat. Maybe you lift up your foot, place the hand down, the palm of the foot under the sole of the foot. If that does not call you or feel good, please don't do it. And just hanging there, giving those wrists a little bit of a rest. Maybe shifting your weight side to side and giving the hands a little bit of a massage that way. Maybe not. And then bring your hands to your feet. Let's find a halfway lift with an inhale. Exhale, come down. And then stay connected to your legs as you come up all the way. Float the arms overhead. Exhale, come down your center line. Now we're going to do the left side first on this so you can see better. I have a little exploration for us on creating warrior two with the legs that are as wide as our hips. This might be strange for you, but I invite you to have an open mind and just see if this feels different in your body than the version that you normally do. Or maybe this is the version you always do. But just this is for your own exploration and self-discovery. I'm all about that. So I'm going to turn my right toes 45 degrees to the corner of my mat. And then I'm going to take my left foot and just step forward. And now I'm going to look. Are my feet still, this looks funny what I'm doing here, are my feet still hip width apart? So if I slide that back down, there should be as wide as a block between my heels. Okay? So note how there is a straight line. And then we arrive to warrior two. The base, the foundation here is a little bit different because it is wider. Just play with it today. And I note that I need to create a little bit more of a twist in my upper body as my pelvis is actually facing the front of the top right diagonal of my mat. Finding the sideways expression in the top part. Lovely. Knee over the ankle, kneecap going the right way, rooted on the back foot. Wrap your right arm behind you. Inhale. Try to bend a little bit deeper into the knee. Maybe it's just an idea. Palm faces up. Exhale, bring the palm down. Flip the palm. Inhale, find depth. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, find depth. Exhale, float it down. Now inhale, find that space in your left side body and reach up as you extend the front knee. Lift your heart up, not a back bend. Lift your heart up towards the sky and then start leaning forward to your triangle. A slightly different pathway. I prefer the back of my hand on my leg. Maybe the top arm extends overhead. Pull your navel in and up as you push into the big toe ball mount. The head is straight, down or up, yogi's choice. Maybe you move your head in the spirit of eternal movement. Whatever feels good to you. Now bring your gaze down, bend into your front knee, and bend the elbow. We're going to find our extended side angle in this variation. Reaching overhead. Finding that twist in the upper body. Notice that my line now goes slightly over me, behind me. Lovely. Let's circle that arm, bringing it down and up. 3 large circles as I stay connected to my feet as well as my core. And from there, find your way to warrior 2. And then extend the front leg and turn everything parallel. Note that I'm not sideways on my mat. So I'm in this funny diagonal. Hands on your hips. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Enjoy this. Maybe you make a little figure 8 with your hips. Maybe you don't. Enjoy. Our eternal movement is the movement of our breath here. And then with an inhale, halfway lift. And we're going to walk to the top of the mat and turn our feet parallel. I need to make my stance a little bit shorter. And here I'm going to adjust so that my feet are still hip width apart. And now I'm towards the top corner, the top left corner of my mat. Again, I am not parallel to the length of my mat. I'm going across a little. I notice that my back heel wants to float up. I'm not going to stress about it. Still a lovely forward fold. Now bend into your front leg, your front knee. Bring your hands to the mat and just simply step to your downward facing dog. And then walk your feet, your hands to your feet. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale down. Inhale all the way up, arms reach up. Bring down your center line. Lovely. Let's try the other side. Keep an open mind. It's a little bit of strange. The dancer in me is coming out. I just sometimes like to challenge the idea of just having this orientation and that orientation. Why? So turning my left foot 45 degrees, stepping forward, making sure that I still have this hip width apart expression in my feet. Okay, so let's find our warrior 2. Sweeping the arms. I note I have to create a little bit more of a twist to be flat on my mat in this warrior 2. Strong base, knee over the ankle, kneecap treading over the second and third toe. Wrap the left arm, however feels comfortable for you. Inhale, try to deepen the front bend. Exhale, come down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, creating space here. Exhale. Inhale, and now come straighten that front knee. Lift the heart up, not a back bend. Reaching up as high as you can. And from there, start leaning forward towards your triangle. Finding, we've created this long space in the top section. Back of the hand on the shin, preferably to me, yogi's choice. Maybe the top arm extends to the sky. And again, try different variations here. Where do you want to look? Does your neck tell you to be one way? My neck is telling me that up is really hard today, but that's okay. I can always look down. Pushing into the big toe ball mount. And then look down, bend the front knee, and find your extended side angle in this slightly different variation. I feel this in a slightly different place than when I do my normal extended side angle. Precision work, right? And then we're going to circle that arm 3 times. Note how that circling arm changes your orientation, how it changes the expression of this movement, or this pose, if you will. Coming back to your extended side angle. Come to your warrior two. Extending front leg, finding the hip parallel, slightly angled on the mat. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, wide-legged forward fold. Now, option, if you wish, you can bring your forearms to about a foot in front of you, if that's the right portion for you. Only do this if you have practiced this. But if you wish, you can just gently place your head on the floor, the top of the head on the floor, and receive the weight on your forearms. And maybe you just come up to your tippy toes, or maybe you don't. If it is in your practice that you float up to a headstand there, by all means you can go. I'll just hang out here and then come back. Inhale, halfway lift, walk towards the front foot, turning everything parallel. Note that there should be a block width between your legs. Now I'm angled towards the diagonal on the right. Find your pyramid pose. Parallel toes, all coming to the right top corner. Letting this forward fold work its magic. And then gently bending to that front foot, correct yourself to the mat so that you can find your downward facing dog. And now walk your hands to meet your feet. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider if you know you need more space in your malasana. And then gently pull in your belly and come down to your yogi squat. Finding the expression that serves you in this moment. My malasana has been so grumpy lately, and I'm delighted to note that I have a little bit more space here today. My elbows gently push into my knees. My heels are down, and I'm trying to pull my pelvic floor up. And then gently bring your hands in front of you. Receive your weight. Come to the mat, to the middle of the mat, and grab your block. We're going to do a little bit of dolphin before we cool down and come to the floor again to finish in our Shavasana. So, block between your knees again. Here we go. Come to your all fours, adjust the block accordingly. Bring your forearms to the ground. If you wish to measure, you can get a hold of your arms and then extend them. Two options, straight lower arm or interlacing your fingers. I'm going to be doing this version today. And then just step into your forearm plank. Find your way to your forearm plank. As you push into the forearms and find a lot of space for your neck, start walking your feet towards your elbows, lifting your tail up. Your dolphin pose. And breathe there. And then gently walking the feet back to your forearm plank, finding the length in the spine. Let's flip to the left side. Squeeze that block. Okay, options here. Circle the arm like we did in the side angle. Oh, I'm wobbling so much here. It's lovely. And then come back to your forearms. Let's do the other side. Flip to the side. Maybe extending the arm. And then maybe you circle. Maybe you don't. A little bit of final core strengthening here. Long spine, breath flows, and then come to your forearms. Now walk your feet towards your elbows again to your second dolphin. Stay here or gently place your heels, your knees down. Take your block and set it to the side. If you wish to do another variation, you can gently kick up with one leg. Okay, my body is Getting very exposed. Let me fix that. So from your dolphin, gently sending one foot away up and then coming down. Not full expression, just playing with this. Pushing into the floor. A little kick up. And then everyone bring your knees down. If your block was between your knees, just take that off. Find your way to all fours and let's do a little bit of hip circles. Little bit of hip circles. Reverse the direction. And now connect your big toes. Open the feet, the knees as wide as you wish, and find your wide-legged child's pose. Breathing there for a moment. I'm fixing my hair, but you breathe in your wide-legged child's pose, creating space in your belly, creating softness on the backside, creating a lot of softness in the heart. And then inhale, push into your hands, come up. And now, I think we're just going to lift our lower foot, cross them, sit down, and bring your right side, your right leg to the front diagonal of your mat. Place the left foot to your inner thigh, reaching up. Exhale, come forward as far as you can, and then find your rounded expression in the spine, letting the chin drop down to the chest, letting the weight of the head pull you directly down. A little moment of peace here. Our eternal movement would be again the breath that creates space and softens. And then let your next inhale fill your lungs as you come up, switching sides, left leg to the corner of your mat, right foot to your inner thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale with a long spine, come down. And let your spine round down. Let this be as passive as you can let it be. Maybe you shake your head no, 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 to make sure that the top of the head can be heavy and you don't hold any tension in your jaw or your neck. And then with an inhale, as you feel the lungs come up, and now we're going to grab our block for the last time. I'm going to turn this way so I don't have the sun in my eyes. We're going to make our way to the floor. You've done great. This has been lovely. But now we start calming down and preparing our system for Shavasana. Take your block. Place it anywhere you wish along your legs. It could be between your feet. It could be between your knees. Anywhere really. I think I'm going to put it between my calves here. Let's see what happens. And we're going to find this twist rocking, where I lift one hip and my upper body goes the other way. So just a very gentle twisting boat, if you will. If you wish to take it a little further, you might reach to the back space with your upper arm. And maybe not. Finding a little bit of a strength there. And then start lowering that twist down. So we're going to come to the floor when you are ready. Challenging myself a little bit more. The lower is the harder. And then take your block, place it to the side, and come to the back, laying down. It might feel good to do a little bit of windshield wipers, by all means. Let your knees fall one side to the other. And then have that block available to you. Bring your feet On the floor, knees to the sky, gently pushing to your feet, and place that block under your lower back, under your sacrum. And now we have a couple options here. Experiment where you wish to place your arms. Maybe the arms are overhead. Maybe, I have a lot of blocks here. Maybe you grab a hold of your elbows. Maybe you hug yourself. Play with these different options as we stay here for just a moment. If you are connecting to your elbows or hugging your arms, we're going to switch that. So just grab the other one over. And if you want to try something else than arms overhead, this is a great time to just take a brief moment. Maybe you surprise yourself. And then gently letting go of the arms, bringing your hands to your ribs. And now just follow your breath for a couple moments. Really filling into the space where your hands are. That eternal movement. Maybe deepening that breath. Allowing yourself to soften into this very mild inversion. And then gently push into your feet. Lift your pelvis up gently. Place your block to the side and come to lay on the back. Finding your final resting pose, whether that's Shavasana. Finding a lot of space for your body in Shavasana. And if that does not call you, find your constructed rest. So feet a little wider than your mat and letting your knees fall in to support each other. Finding the variation that calls you. Gently closing your eyes and bring your awareness to the flow of the breath. As always, our breath and observing the breath is the most useful anchor to the present moment, to the now. Anytime on and off your mat, if you feel flustered, overwhelmed, or just not feeling grounded, maybe by coming to your breath, exploring, experimenting the sensations that you receive as you breathe in and out, observing that subtle, eternal movement can bring you back to the now. And as always, I invite you to judge, not to observe all messages in your body without judgment. What is, is. What is today is different than yesterday or tomorrow. No reason to judge it. Just stay with it. Observe, take note. And we're going to rest and allow the practice we did integrate in a silent body. And after a short few moments, I will guide us out from this Shavasana. But for now, stay with your body, with your mind, with your breath. And I invite you to cultivate a sensation, a felt sense of wholeness. Now I invite you to have a sensation of heaviness of your body on the floor. If you wish to stay in the Shavasana a little bit longer, I invite you to do so. If you feel ready to move on, I invite you to find a little movement in your fingers and in your toes, maybe your head. If it feels good to you, maybe you find a long body on the floor. And then when it feels right, bend one knee or both knees and find your way to a fetal pose. The beginning of life, a great place and space to feel gratitude. And after a couple deep breaths, allow your hands to help you come up and find your comfortable seated pose, whether that's sitting crisscross applesauce, maybe sitting on your block, or finding a kneeling pose. And then bring your gaze down. If that invites you, find your hands to your heart center. And today, let's just find our Anjali Mudra, our prayer hands, and connect your thumbs to your heart space. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out, honoring the love, light, and compassion that resides in your heart, honoring yourself, you, the unique expression of life, and the time you took to do this practice for yourself. I thank you for letting me guide you through this practice, and I hope this eternal flow brought some joy and maybe some challenge to your day. Thank you so much. I wish you well, be well, peace.